coming back to California, where my wife was from, that when I got out of the military, we bought a house. So this was a simultaneous VA loan that we were able to qualify for. So we had two VA loans going at the same time because of the higher cost of living in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Mm.
And so we bought it with a VA loan of $500,000, and which was the cheapest house we could find at the time. It was an attached unit duet in 2012, and but we were able to just kind of ride the market appreciation wave in the Bay Area for 2 years. And if you own a house for 2 years, you don't have to pay capital gains tax. So that was kind of nice. And, all the while we're kind of just like looking at our rental as kind of a pain in the butt in Georgia. It's 3,000 miles away. We have a property manager, but it's just like not making any money. And there's always things going on. And then we've got this house in California that we bought, and it appreciated 190. So we bought it at 500. It was worth 690 2 years later. So we decided, let's sell it and take those gains and roll it into the next one and see if we can do this again. So all of a sudden we're kind of live-in flipping all around the Bay Area, which we ended up doing 3 times. And so the next property we bought, again with the VA loan, was $900K, and it was 2 blocks from the beach. So with live-in flipping, which was kind of our capital building phase, looking back, and there's lots of strategies out there. You could wholesale, you could actively flip. For us, live-in flipping was the safest way because we could afford the payment. We're living in the thing. We have our 2 sons with us in tow, so it was always an adventure. But we're looking at it like, what can we do to this property in this neighborhood? We need to move into a place that has good schools. We need to move into a place that has some kind of appeal to it. So 2 blocks from the beach in a town called Capitola, which is in the kind of near Santa Cruz, California. And it was a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. This is our second property. And this is probably the most creative deal we did because we actually collapsed one of the bedrooms. It was oddly situated in the middle of the house. The 4th bedroom, converted it into a 3-bedroom. And we were able to do that because we were really intentional at this point about looking around and seeing what we could do. And we realized the neighbors were mostly retirees coming in from other parts of California to retire on the coast. And so that being the case, we said, well, if we're looking at our exit on this property, we need to think about who is most likely going to be our buyer. And it's most likely going to be a retiree who doesn't need 4 bedrooms. So let's make this a beautiful beach bungalow, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, but add 6 feet to the master bathroom, add 4 feet to the living space in the kitchen area, which we were able to do. And 9 months later, we had, and still riding market appreciation, we also forced appreciation. And in that combination, it appreciated by $250,000. So yeah, we bought it at 900 and sold it at 1.158.
Wow. So, but that was 9 months. So you had to pay capital gains on that.
Well, we would, except I also made the case that we were not in the right area for my job. So my W-2 employer was able to write a letter to my CPA saying, they actually wanted me to move out of that area anyway. So because of that, there's a hardship clause in there.
Okay.
So I moved, 75 miles away or something like that, to the East Bay, which then exempted me from having to pay capital gains tax as well. So
that's incredible. Wow. And that started 2012 to then. So
2012 to 2000, that's about 2015 at that point. And then when we sold that place, and then we did it again in the East Bay in a really nice community, Danville, California. And then it was like, what do we do now? We've built up some capital from nothing. I mean, coming out of the military, I was an E6. I was making like 40 grand a year. I didn't have any money saved up, and we had no debt because we were, on the Dave Ramsey train at that point and did really well with that. But we didn't have $100,000 to put down on our first property. So thankfully we had the VA loan, or we would have kind of been spinning our wheels like a lot of Californians renting and stuff.
Yeah.